This is a review that's been long in the making, and it's gone through several edits and different versions that I've been considering, but ultimately I ended up seeing this with a very good friend of mine and also my brother. So in light of this new experience of seeing it for the second time, I figure it's about time we do a three-man review. So without further ado,
yo, Hamburgler55.
It's Rorschach 3rd here, guys.
You heard it, Hamburgler55 and Rorschach III on a Jimmy Steller review and collaboration. You heard it. Alright, we just saw the Expendables. I saw it for the second time. They both saw it for the first time, which explains how giddy they are.
Freaking badass movie.
Man, I know. I went to that movie with 3 legs, I came out with 4.
Nice.
Which explains a lot, actually.
That is the best analogy for that film. You know what? And he stole it from me. What else am I going to say now?
Well, you could say who your favorite actor was in that film, although not many actors, more like action stars. Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, Mickey
To be fair,
Rourke.
though, Schwarzenegger, Rourke, Rourke did throw knives, but Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't really do anything. They didn't really highlight what they were on top for with the action career. But other than that, everybody was pretty awesome.
Sounds like you were disappointed by their appearance.
Well, you know, they were great. It was great having them all in there. I understand the filming schedule was pretty tight, so they couldn't really do much.
To be honest, the church scene was one of my favorite parts, because the parting shot thrown at Schwarzenegger as he's leaving the church was one of the best insults you could ever throw at that guy. And it came from Sylvester Stallone, of all people. It's brilliant.
This movie's full of witty one-liners, it's like watching an episode of CSI Miami.
Except it's good.
Except more intense, yeah.
Except the guy is like 200 pounds of muscle.
Man, if you want to put on muscle, go see this movie.
Of course.
You go in you come out 30 pounds heavier.
You know, this movie, by law, must be viewed with a beer and a steak. Because it is a man's movie. I had a steak sandwich before the movie.
That's true.
I think I covered that base, but...
That's true, he did, actually. Yeah.
I actually had ribs before the movie, so...
Nice.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, that works.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Ribs.
Either way, it works. Anyway, so... Now this is going to be hard. This is going to require some thought, so this will probably bring them out of their high.
Oh, Jesus.
So, what was if you had to pick one thing about the movie that you wish had been changed or removed? I mean, seriously, in between the cliches, in between the ridiculous lines that some of the characters had, in between, I don't know, the fact that it's a dumb action movie emulating the 80s, pick one thing that really got on your nerves. I know that's hard for you guys to answer, but try it.
Hey, near the end of the movie, it kind of got cheesy. There's some CGI blood. I read on someone. I didn't notice it, but...
Well, what are you going to do? Put blood packets in the guy when he's shooting with a real gun?
Man, make it real blood. Make it these guys can take it.
That's only legal in Soviet Russia, though.
So you're saying, so these guys can take a head cut off, right?
Well,
absolutely.
Most of them,
you can just walk that off.
Yeah.
No, I can't spoil it.
Interesting fact. Apparently there were no stuntmen used.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, of course, those guys are fully capable of doing their own stunts. I mean, the fight scene between Lundgren and Lee is just amazing.
For me, the best fight scene, this might spoil a little bit, but I don't think it'll spoil too much, but my favorite fight scene was between Randy Couture and Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, that one was
Simply
nice.
because the fact that it's Randy Couture and we know he's a real fighter.
He just jumps over the flames.
He's not afraid of the fire.
No, he's not. He faces it.
Just head on.
Yeah. Anyway, but back to our original question of what was the one part you didn't like.
Oh, geez. Here's where the thinking comes in.
For me, the one part that really annoyed me, well, there were a few things that annoyed me, but this annoyed me the most. That terrible, terrible subplot involving Jason Statham's girlfriend. His name is Lee Christmas in the film. So Lee Christmas basically has this girlfriend who, after not hearing from him for a month, finds the time to meet a new guy, shack up with him, and apparently have a serious relationship with him. And all this in a month, and then just as suddenly he comes back into the picture and she's willing to just flop back to his side again.
Well, the husband she met turned into a woman beater.
It seemed like he was destined to be one from the moment he showed up on screen.
Well, thank God he got his ass kicked by Jason Statham.
Oh, it's just so intense, man. You'd know it anyways. I mean, he didn't spoil anything. Right from the beginning, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But the real thing that was kind of annoying was the overkill close-ups. Man, you have to admit that.
Shaky cam?
You mean in the fights?
Yeah. And
It wasn't exactly a shaky cam. It wasn't a shaking camera. It was more the fact that they were cutting so fast from one fight to the next.
That's what I kind of like,
It's
the
just
whole
like
chaos
flashing, man.
sense. I mean, if they had like the entire, just the still shot of everything, it would have gotten a little boring. I think the whole shaky action, high intensity, kind of adds another level to the film.
I like it. They just overdid it. I mean, it's good to an extent, but they kind of overdid it.
The one problem I really had with this movie, it was missing some people. Jean-Claude Van Damme, where was he? I understand there were some scheduling problems.
Actually, he didn't want to be in it.
Oh, really?
Crazy.
Son of a businessman. I mean,
Oh, man.
but why didn't he do it? He would have been perfect for that movie. Well, Steven Seagal definitely wouldn't, but Van Damme, Tony Yao, give him that. He was also pretty good.
I was glad Van Damme didn't get to touch this film.
What's wrong with him?
He's past his prime
He's
for
got
one.
clammy hands.
You would know,
True,
obviously.
this is true.